A common thing in platformer games is to have like collectibles and stuff. So what people tend to do is, if I go like that, just make a cool looking thing, make it shiny and stuff, glowy. There you go. Cool. So say this is a collectible, and then you might have a chip on it to do some logics, like that, and then you have a trigger zone so that it'll get picked up or whatever, and that's like here, something like that, and then that's by default detecting the possessed controller sensor like a puppet, and when it gets detected, then you might have a destroyer, and let's say we have a score, then you might have a score modifier that adds the score, adds 1, like that when it gets detected. So then let's expand this out like that. So then when I get close to it, nothing happens. That's because the destroyer is not actually attached to anything, so it should destroy the actual thing like that. Nothing fancy, just for a demonstration. And then of course the score increases as you run into it, up to 1, and then you have a load of those across your level, and they all do the thing. The potential issue is if you have a lot of these, then you have a lot of trigger zones. So if I go show hide menu and then go zones, no, it doesn't show it. Awesome. But you have a zone for this one, that one, that one, that one, and if you have a large level, you might have a couple of hundred of these collectible pickups, each with trigger zones attached to them. And there's actually a limit on trigger zones because they're a little bit performance heavy to kind of search the whole area and stuff like that. So we're going to do this a slightly different way, which is actually more versatile and useful for different things. So instead of having a trigger zone in there, and a trigger zone for every single collectible or whatever, we'll have one trigger zone on the character. And we'll put that at its like chest kind of area, and use L1 and R2 to expand out the falloff right here, and we'll make the zone size 0, so you could use R2 to do that instead. Make that 0 and make that super huge. And actually for this example I'm going to make it a bit more of a 2D view. So grab a camera pointer, have it like that, and have this zoomed out more. That's good enough. Make it faster. Okay, so because what I want to do is, so get that view, and then adjust this. So I want to be able to use this for all sorts of things, so I'm going to have it range out to like the edges of the screen, which will become useful later. And I'll have this detect a tag called, I'll just call it near. Okay, and we can use that to just use a tag in these. And that's called near. And then this outputs how close this is to that, how close this tag is to the center of the trigger zone. So it's just another way of like finding that out basically. So if I add a number displayer and move the score to the top. Oh, we'll need that to be have some decimal places. So as we go further away, whoa, then it's a lower number. And if you get it right, then when it's a 0, it's off screen, and then that could be used for certain things as well. But then, cool. So now instead of using this trigger zone, we can say if the tag value is below some number. So if we just, oh, let's rewind. Oh, it's because the destroyers are always on now. I'll just undo that and turn that off. So you want to pick it up when it's at that distance at 0.911. So if the tag says above, I'll just call it 0.95 and plug that in there. Then we destroy the pickup and add the score. Let's see if that works. So we run away, then it still gets destroyed. I don't want that. Let's just make sure that score's working, so it's a 0. And that's not working. Oh, it's not. Huh, that's not plugged in. Let's fix that then. Put these on there. Plug that into there. Okay, that works. Instead, I'll just put these in a microchip. And then we can power that whole microchip, which means when the microchip's powered, then these can be powered. So it's all kind of condensed into one place. Let's test again. Always just keep testing your stuff to make sure each step is working. Okay, so now I have a whole load of pickups, and using only one zone and just one tag for each pickup. Oh, there we go. It's probably too small a area or something, but you can adjust that obviously quite easily.